Barcelos. Located in the heart of Minho, by the Cabo do River, Barcelos is the perfect combination of tradition, innovation, and nature. Barcelos is a beautiful medieval town with a strong cultural identity and is also one of the most emblematic locations of Minho popular heart. Cradle of the famous Bursellus rooster legend, one of the greatest symbols of the Portuguese culture, this city is also one of the references on the pilgrimage path to Santiago de Compostela. But Bursellus is much more than that. From the enchanting natural landscapes, the traditional Portuguese cuisine of the region, to the unique historical legacy that this city has to offer. The region is perfect for a 3-day getaway. In this guide, we will bring you the 15 activities we did and recommend for a 3-day visit to Bursellus. Bursellus Weekly Market. No visit to Minho region is complete without going to a fair, and Bursellus Weekly Fair is without a doubt the fair of the fairs in Portugal. In a town known as the handicrafts capital, the weekly fair is the event that sets the pace of the city. Every Thursday, a huge open-air market takes place in the largest square in the town, bringing together all the diversity of popular arts and crafts, from pottery, embroidery, weaving and basketry to wood carving. Galo de Barcelos Painting Workshop. After our visit to the market, we decide to do something that we consider a must in a visit to Bursellus: paint our own rooster. We met with the local artisan Rosália Abreu in the medieval tower, where we could learn and practice this art that characterizes the local craftsmanship. The workshop was about 1 hour long and was an excellent way to learn about the tradition and creation process of this iconic symbol of Bursellus. The craftswoman showed us how patterns are painted on clay roosters, and it was quite fun to be able to paint a rooster from beginning to end. Horseback riding through nature. Approximately 20-minute drive from the center of Bursellus, you can find the quiet village of Areias Villard. We headed there for a horseback adventure at the Irmão Pedro Coelho Equestrian Center. We were welcomed by Sofia, who works in the center, and she guided us on a horseback adventure through the vineyards of the property with the graceful mare, Janet. The opportunity to ride a horse through the nature was incredible and an experience that we strongly recommend even for those who have never ridden a horse before. Visit the Convent of São Salvador Villard Frades. Right next to the Equestrian Center, it is possible to visit the Convent of São Salvador Villard Frades, which has more than 1,000 years of history and is currently a great example of manual and convent architecture. The church interior is impressive and has some beautiful architectural details. Visit the Paço dos Condres de Barcelos. With over 500 years of history, this former castle is one of the best viewpoints in the region. This is undoubtedly the perfect place to immerse yourself in the history of the Bursellus rooster legend and enjoy the views over Cabo do River. In addition to the privileged views, this is where the Archaeological Museum of Bursellus is located. We recommend this place to enjoy the sunset after a day exploring. Discover the world of chocolate. One of our biggest temptations is chocolate, and we were extremely happy to find out that one of the most iconic national brands of chocolate has its factory and museum located in Bursellus. The visit includes an observation of the chocolate manufacturing process, followed by a journey through the history of chocolate and the brand, with over 100 years old. It was quite interesting to learn more about the chocolate production process and see its evolution over the years. In the end, we also had the opportunity to do a workshop on the techniques of tempering and molding chocolate. Discovering the Caminho de Santiago. Barcelos is part of the traditional route of Caminho de Santiago, and one of the most beautiful and relaxing parts of the route goes through the rural areas of the region. In Balugães, we can find the Davos Bridge, which besides being a place with a lot of historical interest, also has a small fluvial beach that is perfect for relaxing and enjoying the sunny summer days. Visit Our Lady Reveal Sanctuary. Less than 5 minutes from the Tábuas Bridge is a beautiful sanctuary, which, in addition to being a religious reference point in the region, also has some breathtaking views over the Neva Valley and the surrounding region. We visit this place in the late afternoon, and it was a calm and relaxing way to end our second day in the lands of Barcelos. Walk around the historical center of Barcelos. The city center is really well kept, and its traditional touch with a medieval character took us on a pleasant journey back in time. One of our activities during the visit was to explore the enchanted streets of the city. There, we found several statues belonging to the traditional figurines that decorate the streets of Barcelos. The gardens in the city center are very well maintained and are the perfect place to relax and enjoy one of the many traditional pastries in the region. A privileged view over the city. In the heart of the city, it is possible to visit the medieval Tower of Bursellus for free, which has one of the most beautiful views over the city and Cabo do River. Inside, it is also possible to check the regular exhibitions of local crafts on the way to the top floor where the viewpoint is. A traditional gastronomic experience. Barcelos has a rich and renowned traditional cuisine, but in the land of the rooster, we couldn't live without tasting the traditional roast rooster in the oven. To taste this local speciality, we went to Pedra Furada Restaurant, which has won the annual contest for the best roast rooster in the region for several times. The rooster was tender and delicious, and its filling and sides were the perfect complement to the meal. The restaurant has a very traditional decoration for a true regional experience. Discovering the local wine. One of the pillars of the region is the Vinho Verde, and our visit to Quinta do Tamariz was an excellent way to learn and appreciate this and other regional products. We were welcomed by Mr. Antonio Vinagre, who shared with us the history of the property. Right after, we went for a wine tasting, where we tried some local products and great wines produced at the farm. The wine tasting was very interesting, and the kindness and knowledge of the owners was an highlight of the visit. We left Quinta do Tamariz with the minho flavor in our mouth and the aroma of the vines in our heart. Walking by Cabo do River banks. Cabo do River banks convey a feeling of tranquility and serenity and are perfect for hiking lovers. When crossing the medieval bridge to Bursellus, in addition to having a superb view over the city castle, you can also enjoy the pedestrian paths that follow the river along its route. Bursellus Pottery Museum. Barcelos is part of UNESCO's network of creative cities due to popular crafts and arts, and the Pottery Museum is the perfect place to learn more about the evolution of these traditions and costumes that characterize the city. The access to the museum is free, and it was a fantastic way to discover the origins of this centenary art and to appreciate the art of some of the best-known regional artists. Lunch with the best views in town. Our visit to Barcelos ended with an incredible lunch while we contemplated what we consider to be the best views in town. We went to Turismo restaurant for lunch, and we were graciously welcomed by the restaurant's host. From the decoration and excellent service to the delicious and appealing dishes that were served to us, we felt that this was the perfect way to end our visit to Barcelos. The incredible gastronomic quality did justice to the exquisite presentation of each dish. This is undoubtedly a place that we recommend for anyone looking for an authentic gastronomic experience while enjoying a phenomenal view of the Cava do River. Where to stay? Barcelos region has several options when it comes to accommodation. For those looking for a peaceful stay, we recommend Quinta do Convento da Franqueira, an old Franciscan convent surrounded by nature. The location is fantastic, and the pool is the perfect place to relax after a day exploring the region. Our visit to Barcelos lasted 3 days, but the area really has a lot to offer. In addition to being a region with history and a unique personality, it has one-of-a-kind cuisine and culture. Having the opportunity to make such a diverse and complete trip in a small region of Minho was fantastic. We hope you enjoy Barcelos as much as we did, and that the recommendations we have shared here will make your trip memorable and unforgettable.